Hello and welcome to Boner City, USA, the #1 podcast with the dumbest name in the history of the world. My name is Dan Bilak. My name is Dan Bilak. As always, Boner City USA is presented by DorkSplosion.com. I'm sitting here with my co-host, Andrew Dewitt.
Oh, woo!
No, Andrew, that's not what you need to do.
That'd be my
and
name.
other co-host, Ryan O'Neill.
Hey, this is Ryan
And the
O'Neill.
fourth member of our stalwart team of just crack morons, Jeff Danis. How are you, Jeff?
Hey, you guys!
Wait, no one's going to listen to that if the first 30 seconds are so bad.
That was good.
Dan.
That was a good intro.
Dan seems particularly agitated. I don't know what it is.
He's got a sweater on, dude.
Yeah, that's a great looking sweater.
It's-
very Christmassy.
I am just wearing clothes, Ryan.
It looks
What do
like a dead aunt gave it to you, and you're like wearing it in honor of her or something.
Boing.
Can I make a quick announcement?
What is
though,
the announcement?
As the mayor?
What is
Even
the-
though
okay.
Dan's the real mayor,
No,
I'm just the face.
Jeff's the
No, Dan's
mayor.
comptroller.
Okay, that's
As the
never
mayor of
worked.
Boner City, I would like to wish a happy belated birthday to
There
everyone's
is.
favorite pal, Andy Dewitt.
Oh, hey,
You had a
thanks.
birthday last week.
Can I call you Andy?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
AD Wit.
What'd you do for the birthday?
I ate some butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, birthday butt.
No, that's not.
Did you put a candle in that?
Yeah, you put a candle in it, bro.
Blow it out.
Happy
Suck that hole.
birthday.
That could go wrong real quickly.
To suck the hole?
No, to fucking put a candle in an asshole.
Maybe she's bent over. Maybe she's bent over and you stick it in there.
You're gonna get
But
wet.
what if someone
somewhere it
farted? It would wouldn't it blow up?
I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, how does birthday butt eating differ from regular buddy? What will she let you do on your birthday? That
I get
she
to
wouldn't
do. I
normally
get to
let
do
you?
it longer. I guess.
Oh, she's
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
His birthday butt eating session.
Wait, so for your birthday, you asked your wife if you could eat her butt. and
I think
she
it's just
said
an
yes.
understanding.
So-
You
Wait,
have to ask.
does your wife usually eat your butt?
No,
Oh,
she has.
Dan, you're
but no.
insinuating that.
What? We're trying to start the show, and you go right to birthday.
I
What was
wanted,
his
I wanted to wish him happy birthday, and it turned into what did you do? And of course, it was Buddy.
We also went to Michelli's.
Oh.
Italian restaurant where they
Is
sing
that
to
North
you.
Hollywood?
Yeah, it's Studio City.
Okay.
Right down the street from Vivid
I think it's actually
Entertainment.
called
Yeah.
Maselli's because
it?
Tony Maselli from Who's the
Maybe
Boss
you're
owns
right.
it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe
Hey,
I fucked that up.
Before we continue on, let's get to the bottom of what's pissing Dan off. So look at him over there.
Just start.
You're
try
like
and start
staring
the
me down.
show,
He
and,
is.
like you guys.
He is aggressive.
I can't-
Dan, you're staring me down like I've done something
I want
to
to
you and I
play
haven't
10
done
seconds
anything.
of music, say your fucking names and the name of the show, and that's all I want to do. And then you guys,
It's real hard to do that, Dan. I don't think I was having to hold my face
I know.
because I
took
want
you-
to laugh.
Yeah.
wanna-
DeWitt and I have tears streaming down because DeWitt.
As soon as you
I
tell
don't
them,
even know.
as soon as you tell them to be quiet, it turns into like 7th grade biology, and they just can't stop laughing. Like,
It's impossible.
Okay, speaking of disgusting, annoying things, butt eating aside, we're going to talk about American Horror Story.
Yes.
We agreed before we started.
boring.
No, well, no, that's not true because you two idiots like it.
Jeff
and me and
won't.
DeWitt don't like
no,
it.
Jeff won't watch it
I don't
because he's
watch.
too scared.
Why won't you watch it?
I don't.
scared of
I won't
it.
watch.
He's afraid of
any
horror.
horror movie.
I understand how you
No.
feel. I
You're a
understand
grown
how you
fucking
feel.
man.
I went to.
You have a beard, dude.
I
He's the
went
most
to a-
easily scared man on the face of
I
the earth.
really am. I went to a birthday party as a kid, and it was a sleepover party. And they put on Pet Cemetery, and I walked away, and I went and watched Golden Girls in the kitchen by myself.
with the kid's
Hey,
grandmother.
grandma or something.
That happened to me too. I watched Stephen King's It at a birthday party, and until 9th grade, I looked under my bed for fucking the.
Oh, I
clown
still
under
do
It.
that.
See, I don't
Wait,
get.
Ryan,
I'm terrified.
You supposedly have knives and guns and know 20 years worth of karate
I have
and-
horrible
and mixed
nightmares.
martial arts. What
Yeah.
the fuck are you afraid
Oh,
of?
I'm deathly afraid of monsters. People don't scare me, but monsters. Like, it's an unknown.
That's what I don't get about people. He loves horror movies.
Love
but
'em.
he'll watch it and be like, I just saw Paranormal Activity. Dude, I can't sleep. I can't do anything.
Yeah,
I haven't slept in like 8 weeks. And I'm like, I don't get the enjoyment out of that at all. I would rather not go through that.
It's a
So
rush.
I don't go through it.
I know what you're feeling. I feel like American Horror Story isn't scary enough to
Okay.
give you that problem. You know.
Yeah, I guess what it's driven. So, like last week, American Horror Story is on Netflix. So now a bunch of people that didn't get into it originally are now watching it. I watched the first 3 episodes.
Losers,
yeah,
by the
we
way.
TiVoed the
If you
first
don't
3
see it
episodes and
from
watch
the
them.
first season
No,
on
it's
FX,
but that's the thing. It's like the first 3 episodes,
bandwagoners.
I was done. It's crap. The first episode has so many things in it that are like, oh, there's 2 twin
Well,
boys
the aliens
and a
is
retarded
fucking
girl
stupid.
and a guy beating off in a fucking window. We'll get to that
I
in
like
a second.
that.
The fucking old lady masturbating, but he can't. There's so much shit. It's like not 2 different people with like a burned dead eye. That's
Dan.
not a real common
2
fucking
people
thing,
with
dude.
a dead eye.
And we just
in-
found
in
the root
pilot.
of Dan's
That's like that's like
bad
fucking
attitude.
identical fucking snowflakes, dude. That's not real. It's bullshit. Fucking no. Here's the deal. American Horror Story.
didn't do the fucking
American Horror Story
series.
is like a fucking is an idiot. It's like me and Andrew talked about this at lunch. It's like a gay guy's version, and not like a cliched, like yeah, kind of cliched. Like the guy who made Glee. It's like a gay guy's version of what he thinks like a scary story is. Like,
It would be a
oh
gay
my God,
guy's
this is gonna blow all
campfire
the
story.
Well, yeah, because
it's trying to blow all the squares' minds, but if your mind's not blown by 1,000 different fucking things that are gnarly, there's nothing there. It's dog shit.
okay, I will give you this. What were we on the 3rd or 4th episode?
I watched
it's the
the
fourth
the
now.
first 3.
I
So
watched
the
first
3rd
3.
episode lost me, and I was done.
Yeah, that
and
was
then
it.
I go, I'm gonna watch the 4th episode, and then the 4th episode brought me back.
It's just too much.
And now the 5th episode, I'm pretty
And
excited.
I don't mean like a gay guy, like that's a bad thing, but it just seems like an overly over the top flamboyantly gay guy's like idea of like, oh, I'm gonna freak out the squares.
Like-
They're not
like-
gonna be able to handle it.
Yeah, does this have something to do with
there's
your
a guy-
tranny blowjob?
No, there's nothing to do with the tranny blowjob.
It'd be like if he was like,
Is this because you couldn't come?
all right, everybody, listen. He walks into the room, and an old lady's rubbing her pussy, but she doesn't look like an old lady. She looks like a hot lady. And then he gets naked, and he's jerking his dick off.
Yeah, and you guys
window.
jerking
He's
off
jerking off in the
completely
window.
naked. No guy gets completely naked to jerk off. A, B. No guy
I
jerks
have
off in
gotten-
a window.
I have
Yeah,
gotten completely
special
naked
occasion, girlfriend or wife out of town. Yeah.
sometimes.
Okay, no guy jerks off in a window.
hit the
No
nail
guy
on the
jerks
head on
off
that
in a
one.
window broad daylight. No guy jerks off in the window broad daylight in a fucking neighborhood he just moved to.
With
You
a
wanna-
family.
Yeah, with a family. Oh, there's Mr. Johnson.
Oh wait,
the
we're
guy who
talking
beats
about
off
the
in the
first
window.
season or the second?
The first season.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
don't
well,
even
now,
know what
okay, look.
aliens and
so
all the
I,
shit
I
you're
was
talking
with
about.
I was with 75% of the first season, and then the last several episodes were dog shit, and I gave up on the series.
Yeah, well, up to the first
but then it
season,
got
episode
good.
3,
Then
no.
it got good. The last episode was good.
I don't want to watch a show where I have to watch fucking 4 hours of shit to get to something that sort of makes sense.
Dad, is this because you weren't the captain of the surf team in high school?
Okay, that's not.
Have you guys seen Armenian Horror Story?
Yeah, isn't it where like that girl with big tits delivers the news and
No,
then someone
it's-
chops her head off?
No, it's about a world where people have 2 eyebrows, and it's horrifying for the people of
Did you
Armenia.
wait
there
for
is-
that?
What's that?
Did you wait to jump in with that?
I just thought
That's
I've
what
never-
you're gonna
I've never
contribute.
seen American Horror Story, so I just
You see in the fucking commercial, it's like a nun sculpture in latex and bleeding eyes, and it's all scary.
You know what's weird to me about it is that it sounds like a lot of jerking off for a show.
There's a lot of
There's a lot of
masturbation. Oh, there's more to
masturbating.
come.
Oh,
Literally,
Boing.
CUM. Hey, I feel like we've gotten away from what made Boner City, USA what it is.
What
is that?
How did
That's-
we fuck this up, bro?
That's real. That's butt eating, dick problems,
Didn't you open up with butt eating?
sad,
I want to talk.
sad family
I wanna talk-
stories.
So wait, you like American Horror Story? That's all I want to
You
talk
know
about.
what? I'm not. Here's my thing. I'm on the fence on it. I watch it. I watch every episode, and I've seen every episode, but I do bitch and complain about several. But then other episodes suck me back in.
It's just
and then when
not
they're getting ready to
shocking.
lose me, they bring me back in again.
It's like the wannabe like psychological version of like Saw. Instead of torture porn, it's just everything bizarro porn. There's twins, there's
yeah.
a retarded girl, there's dead eye guy, there's a
Wait,
lady
you
that's
haven't
over
even
there.
got into the
No,
latex
I don't
suit,
even
man.
want to. Yeah,
I
latex
saw the
suit guy,
rubber
episode
suit,
3
yeah.
guy.
Oh, but
walks
it
in.
gets like worse.
Yeah, but
also-
I don't give a fuck. That's like the gimp from Pulp
Yeah,
Fiction. Big
it's-
fucking deal.
No,
It
I
sounds
got
like
it.
a fetish show.
Yeah, it's like a fucking annoying
It's
fetish
like
show.
it's a gay man's
It's a
dream.
it's a lazy attempt to like blow the minds of the squares.
Also-
oh man, these people
I like the
middle,
squares.
Middle,
You
well, no,
keep
it's
using
like
the
middle
squares.
America's not going to get this. It's going to be too gnarly. It's not too gnarly. It's just everything but the kitchen seat with a fucking butt plug in it. Why would I fucking care?
Okay, well, you don't have to, Dan.
Okay, good.
You don't have to anymore.
Sounds
Well,
like,
everybody talks about like it's the
No,
scariest goddamn thing in the world.
that's bullshit. It's not scary. It's like for me, it's kind of I like the dramatic soap opera bullshit about it. It's not scary at all.
It does sound like a soap opera, like with twins and dead eyes.
There's
And
just
dude, there's a guy
everything.
in a gimp suit who
There's-
goes around who later then fucks the guy's wife and gets her pregnant with a devil
like
baby.
he just
Yeah.
walks around all day in a gimp suit.
no, he's a ghost.
Like he goes to the office.
Hey,
in a gimp
spoiler
suit.
alert.
Well, how does a ghost get someone?
Spoiler
Oh,
alert.
yeah. Oh, he first
You're
the
gonna keep going with the spoiler alert,
You're
well,
never gonna watch the fucking show.
dude. It
What
starts
for-
with
look
this
at DeWitt,
guy.
He's heartbroken.
This guy cheats
I
on his
know, yeah.
wife, played by Connie Britton, who's pretty hot, but he fucks this hotter chick who's way younger. And so that's how it all starts out. He's moving to get a new start
yeah, that's
on
the
life.
first episode. Yeah,
and she won't fuck him anymore, so he's constantly jerking it everywhere.
This is the guy in the,
in the
gimp
window
suit?
in broad daylight.
No, but then he
naked.
finally fucks his wife. She lets him.
Why is he jerking it?
And
in
then
the
he
window?
leaves, and then the guy in the
No-
gimp suit
no one
comes
knows.
in and does these like perfectly positioned thrusts. Like it's almost like a machine is fucking her.
What do you mean?
Does the jerking
He-
off
his-
in the window have any significance?
He gets on top and he's
just like,
thrusting
hey, there
like
he
he's
is.
got like a 6-foot cock. He's got like
What
even
the fuck
ghosts.
is this?
When a gay man writes a horror movie, even the ghosts have 9-inch.
They have a beautiful, perfect dawn.
Yeah,
No, I
his
just- I don't-
thrusting is like 2 feet up. He's like going high, just really
Also,
thrusting in.
the husband is naked in that show all the time, and the fucking
But dude, how hot is that fucking the
Young-
old lady that turns into the young lady?
yeah, but they don't.
She
when
is
she's
so-
masturbating, she's totally clothed.
I know,
and
but
then, and then
I
he's
think it's even
immediately
better.
That's why me and Andrew are on the gay guy thing, because it's like all the guys. She's
Well, the
pulling
guys,
out
you can
every-
see the
but
ass,
Andrew,
yeah.
but the guy, Andrew, the girl, like when the guy is naked, but the girl's completely clothed.
They do that on FX all the time. I had to put up with that shit on Nip Tuck all the fucking
Yeah.
time. It's just like, let's
Well,
show
same
this
guy.
fucking dude's ass again.
Same guy.
And then you never show a girl's ass. Like, you could be showing girl ass all the
Listen,
time.
it gets
on
more
FX.
explicit as you go along, and
Well,
that
do they
girl
show that butt?
There are some great bend over shots where you can see, like, you can almost see butthole hair coming out of the panty.
Why is this?
I believe in miracles.
No, there are some really hot fucking shots of her. She blows a guy
Yeah, but
who's
Jack-
coming to look at the house when they decide to sell it.
What part of
Why?
it? When does the horror come?
Yeah,
This
what,
sounds like
what's
a
scary
shitty,
about this?
It sounds like a Showtime porn movie.
Yeah, it's like Red Shoe Diaries
It
or
is.
Fanny Hill or
That's
some
what it
shit.
sounds like.
It's like when people that are embarrassed to beat off
All
the
it
internet
is,
porn beat off.
it's a higher quality those Emmanuel movies, those
Dude,
Emmanuel
that's like fucking-
softcore
that doesn't
porn
make any fucking
with
sense,
Kristen
dude.
Allen.
I think O'Neill may start reading
Allen?
50 Shades of Grey after this, dude.
You guys act like I came in here every week and talk about how great this fucking show is.
Well, you know
Dad,
every shot.
Dad,
You
you
know-
gotta watch this fucking show. You won't believe it. It's blowing my mind. All these fucking squares. I can't even believe how fucking mind blowing this must be for them.
You do sound into
I never
it, yeah.
bring it.
You do sound into
I
it.
watch it, but I'm not like
Danis
I told
called
you.
it,
I'm
man.
in and out of it.
Erotica.
You fucking called it because you hadn't seen it, and like
Yeah.
for your ears, you're like, this is bullshit. This is just like a Cinemax fucking
Yeah,
thing.
if I'm going to watch porn, I'm going to watch porn.
It's
I
not
don't
even
need
as good,
Shitty
though.
And if I'm
horror.
gonna watch a scary movie, I'll watch a scary movie, not that.
Yeah, it's
Well, I'm sorry. The thing I get so pissed is like all my wife's friends, like just like normal non-comedian, like normal human being friends.
They love
all
it.
fucking love it
because
and they all think
they
it's
love
scary.
gay men.
and they think it's super like
No, but they think it's
intelligent
creepy and scary. Like,
fucking
yeah.
My
crazy.
girlfriend's with me. She's like,
It's the- dude,
and
the-
now she's like,
American Horror Story for horror is the same problem with Big Bang Theory with smart people shit. Big Bang Theory is not. They don't say anything fucking smart on that
Smart-
show.
smart
And
to
people are
me.
like, oh my god, they said Stephen Hawking's name. But oh, such a brilliant line. It's fucking not.
You know
well,
why?
it's written
dude?
by morons.
Like when my wife was writing a spec script for that, and what she did was she
Look at your wife, dude.
This
Hey,
is
highfalutin. Look at you.
No,
Yeah,
no.
your wife knows how to type on a computer.
okay.
That's
Easy.
copy of
Let me
Final
just
Draft.
get to this. What the fuck is wrong with you? So she wrote it like a
Should we explain people what a spec script is?
It's a fake version of a script, so people will read your material.
It's a
and
demo
consider
script to
you
show
for-
that you
yeah.
can write a TV show. That's what your wife
So
does.
she wrote it like a fucking Mad Lib. So every time, like, so she wrote blanks for scientific stuff, and then just later came back in and filled it in because that's how it is.
Yeah,
If
and
you
you
look at the
couldn't tell
show.
with the show. The show has
you
nothing
could
to do with it. It's like-
interchange
Yeah.
anything. She-
Insert Star Wars reference. Insert like a physics equation. Insert. It's like it's fucking annoying.
So she'd be like, "Ah, well, that Jello is hardened like Blankham's theorem." Like,
Ah,
and then
God.
fucking,
Yeah.
like,
I've
later
never
goes
seen the
back and
show.
Looks it up.
Never seen
What were
it.
you shaving with Occam's razor? It's like, dude, shut up.
Where
Like,
do you guys stand on going to haunted houses like during Halloween?
It's my my favorite thing.
This guy,
in
he
the
goes to
world.
What do you mean?
No, this guy
I
goes to
love
like
it.
he
Like scary- not
no,
scary
he'll
room?
like trespass. Like
What do you
I
mean?
go to Devil's Gate Dam and I crawled into the tunnel
What?
that's underneath the dam.
Is that even an attraction? or
Oh,
is it
dude,
just a
it
place?
was. No, it's
It's like a haunted. Explain what it is.
Well,
dude. You're saying it like, oh,
it's,
I don't
you
know.
know.
it's
I didn't
considered
even know
one
he
of
went
the.
there.
It's by JPL, which is the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in
So it's in
Pasadena.
Northeast California or East
Yeah,
California?
and it was created by who the fuck is that? The guy who created JPL. What the fuck's his name?
Bob
Bob-
Bronson.
Oh, you guys know. Well,
Bob
anyway,
JPL.
he was a Satan worshiper,
Okay.
and they say
not,
that.
not Anton LaVey. Who
Is
did
that real?
South Coast Plaza.
Yeah, they say that
What?
They say that he then.
Are you on a website? How do you find?
How do
all
you
that?
find? How do you and DeWitt find all this obscure
Is
bullshit?
have you guys ever listened to Coast to Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah,
640
everyone- yeah,
KFI.
dude, he probably has one
oh,
on his
it's
fucking
unbelievable.
iPod.
Where guys talk about. I heard this one guy say that he just realized that he was on one of the Beatles albums originally singing backup, but he's not old enough to be on it. But then he realized that somehow he found a time machine and must have gone back in
To
time.
sing on
'Cause
a
he
Beatles
knows
album?
He can hear himself and he knows it's him. So the only way that's possible is that he was in a time
Does
machine.
he have the pay stub?
Yeah, did he get like a?
No, there's no evidence at all.
he just knows.
He just knows his own
I
voice.
love it when they get.
So how did you find this JP?
Frank-
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
so-
no,
so,
but
like-
I knew about it for a while, and then I heard them talk about it coast to coast,
Well, no,
and then I decided to
explain
visit.
what the fuck
it's
it
the
is.
seventh portal to hell.
What's
a lot
it
of
called?
people
Wait,
believe.
what's it called?
but
Where's
is it
at?
really?
What is
Explain
it?
The
Like-
guy that created JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, was
Is a
like this
Satanist.
millionaire genius,
Eccentric
who
millionaire
also
genius devil worshiper.
was a devil worshiper. And supposedly he had all these rituals and seances.
So he was
to
like a
open up-
Luciferian devil worshiper. Like
He was a
I don't know.
Rastafarian.
I'm not up on my Luciferian bullshit. So
anyway.
supposedly he did all these ceremonies with all these pagans and shit, and opened up a portal to hell and left it open, and it
Where?
somehow.
We're in Lancaster. Where the fuck that is?
No, it's in Pasadena.
But like,
It's in Pasadena.
the seventh portal to hell is in
It's in
Pasadena.
Pasadena, California.
Yeah.
but why?
By what? The fucking Barnes and Noble
Near a
and the
tree?
fucking
Like,
Urban
what is it?
Outfitters, the Rose Bowl.
Devil's Gate Dam.
So what is it? What's under? So
just
it's under
off
the dam.
Frontage Road.
It's
Right off Colorado.
if
dude.
you go past the Rose
So
Bowl,
it's like a literal
heading
dam?
north,
Okay.
yeah, it's a dam, and it's also like a wetlands area.
Is it spelled DAMN?
so hell has a wetlands.
Eternal.
This is the land. This is the land that they've chosen to summon devil on.
Oh, so they did things to summon the devil there.
yeah.
Who did you go there with?
I went there with my girlfriend,
When
and we
recently?
climbed over a fence.
This
yeah.
year?
and then we broke, and then it's a sweet ass tunnel.
This isn't,
This
this isn't the first time he's done something.
It must be like 150 to 200 yards deep.
Like,
but
is
we
it-
didn't have a goddamn flashlight.
So
Why-
what'd you-
So
why
we were
would you
going
bring-
back there.
why
but
would
I
Why
you
would
had
you
bring
not
that?
bring a flashlight?
I
By
brought-
fucking the devil's asshole tunnel.
I
Well,
brought
you remember in Ghostbusters, they never brought a flashlight with them.
but I brought
right?
my tactical baton.
Andy had a cell phone that has a flash.
No, I didn't. If I had my cell phone, I would have had a flashlight.
No, you have a dog shit cell phone.
So,
You're like a
but we
fucking-
went back
a
to the
T9
end,
phone with no
and the whole
fucking
time we're
smartphone.
like, "There's going to be some homeless guy that I'm gonna have to
Uh-huh.
kill and beat to death and leave him here."
Yeah.
which is fine because
probably a
the
sacrifice
portal,
of the Dark Lord. That's how it opens.
The portal will
you have
suck
to,
'em
you have to
all.
beat a hobo to death with a
Satanism.
police
But
baton.
we didn't find anything. It was scary as hell, but we did find a used condom.
Why was it so
Oh!
fucking on the devil's doorstep?
And I
Slimer.
Did you see
Did you,
Voldo?
did you coax a hand job
But
by your
then-
girlfriend?
Well, then under Suicide Bridge, which is near Devil's Gate Dam, which is also
Which is
haunted.
ironic.
It is.
I went there with her, which I've gone there with other people to do some ghost hunting.
Is that a big? What? When are you doing
guys-
this amateur ghost hunting?
Who you
Dude?
gonna call? Oh, Neil.
Listen, I don't necessarily like. I enjoy believing in it, even though I know it's not
So
real.
you took karate for 20
it's
years to
fun.
fight people in the
No,
living
it's
realm.
to
You never
fi-
fought.
it's to
and
fight
now,
ghosts.
Now you want to fight ghosts?
No,
Well,
you can't fight a ghost.
No, wait. I
Dan.
want to. So Devil's Cauldron. What is it?
Cauldron,
Dam.
Devil's Gate Dam.
And what is there?
Eternal
It's
damnation.
a huge, sweet ass dam.
You should see these
what's in that
beavers,
tunnel?
dude.
Is
The
there just one
beavers are
tunnel or are there
fucking
multiple tunnels?
devilish.
There's a couple
They have
tunnels, but
pointed
you
teeth.
can only access one, really.
How do you know
have
that
to
was the right
climb the
one? Maybe you were
fence.
2 tunnels over.
Well, Dan, I think
He
I've
has a
got a
map
pretty
like from
good.
Goonies, and he has the rock. And if you line it up with the whole,
Dan, I think I got a pretty
You're
good
the
eye.
Chester Copperpot of fucking ghost hunting.
I've got a good eye for a portal to hell. Okay.
So did you? Why you said it was scary? What was scary?
What do
about
you
it?
wear when you
Well,
go to
it's
the portal?
dark.
What shoes do you?
Did you wear a cape?
Do you just wear jeans and a t-shirt
I
like
wore-
you're in your Cubs hat?
I wore my camouflage cargo shorts.
That's not true.
I think
did.
I think right now even DeWitt's thinking you're a nerd.
Yeah, like we should have
But
bunch out all the medieval like.
I think you
battle
guys
shit.
totally glossed over the fact that the scariest thing he found was a used condom. I think that,
It almost sounded like he tried to fuck his girlfriend in there.
What really makes it
did you
scary?
shake it in your girlfriend's face
Listen.
and go, boo?
Did you do the classic 80s move and do the ho to your girlfriend from behind?
Well, I always do. I do that to you. I do that to him, and he
do it to your
freaks the
girlfriend, Jeff?
fuck out.
I jump very easily.
Okay, so, but there is an element of danger because you don't know if there's high school cholos in there. You don't know if there's a crazy homeless guy that's going to hit you with a syringe.
Sounds like the shittiest haunted house in the world. Sounds like
You don't.
Sounds
Here's
like the
Brian,
playground
here's Brian
near
up
your
on
house.
selling it. You don't know if there's going to be cholos in there.
Hey,
That's
you're in the
scary
wrong
part.
devil's den,
But
man.
then there's also an abandoned mental hospital downtown called the Linda Vista, and that looks scary. I'm trying to
It
get
looks
in there.
scary.
It's hard to get in.
You can't get in.
Hey,
Buy tickets.
Are you going to give a list of the top 5 things that look scary?
Well,
you've driven past?
Can I tell you this?
Didn't you go into some weird house too once that you broke into?
What the
Yeah.
fuck is wrong with you?
But I want to go to that abandoned insane asylum where they filmed the beginning of American Horror Stories, the 2nd season.
Oh,
Where's
shit.
that at?
It's like New Jersey.
Man, I bet you
You're
there's
gonna go to
there's
Jersey.
I bet
got
you
his
there's a
wish
ton of
list.
used condoms in there, dude. Like, I don't know if you can handle it.
You might be
bro.
better
Hey.
to start to use condom collection.
Can you
dude.
imagine?
You know what though? I used to go to the 50th most haunted place in the world. It's
Wow,
called.
baby steps,
Now
dude,
listen.
baby steps.
It's called.
Just stop, because I think we all just beat our pants.
It's called Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. It's in Midlothian, Illinois.
I think I could do that one. That's like
No.
the funny guy.
Oh, really? I went with a guy who had been in jail for a year, and he didn't want to go in.
Dude, he's never saw condoms in jail.
I went there once with my night vision scope, and my night vision.
No gun attached, just a scope.
It was a surplus Soviet military night vision scope. Oh, it's real hilarious. I once used it.
No
to
gun,
rob,
but a scope.
I once used it to rob a microbrewery, which I don't know if I can talk
That
about.
was probably a better story than this one.
Well,
That's probably
do
more
what you
haunted.
want to hear.
So
That my night vision scope worked when I was outside
Wait,
the cemetery.
did you see
but
ghosts
wouldn't work.
with it?
No, but me and my buddy
It worked
saw
outside.
this fucking gang of dudes in hoods walk into the cemetery.
that's not true.
And I swear to God, and I go, dude, we're gonna have to throw down. So I got my tactical baton, which I've had for 20 years.
have you
I got
ever
it
wait,
out.
have you ever used that baton? Have you ever used that
I've
baton?
used it to scare
You've
people.
never used it. You've had 20 years. You've had this fucking thing. You've never
Is
used
that
it.
is it the collapsible
Yeah.
kind?
When you flick it out, people think you mean business.
He used it once.
It's like an oversized
Usually-
car antenna with a metal
He
nut.
used
in the
it
end.
once at a meeting as a pointer.
A lot of times people say the same thing. They go, "Oh, thank God, I thought it was a knife."
Oh, thank God! I thought you were an
if you
actual
get hit
dangerous
with that
person.
fuck-
No, it will
You-
hurt. It will
Oh,
hurt.
you'll.
I think
you
you
kill a man.
Your eyes will
They
tear
sell
up.
Yeah.
They-
Tactical baton versus DeWitt's sword. Who's going to win out?
Tactical
Obviously,
baton every time.
No, it's sword.
You have a wooden sword. It's a wooden sword.
It's equally
You have a
as dangerous
keychain
as a-
baton.
All
you
right,
asshole.
listen.
So you go. Wait. Where,
Okay, I've had these night vision scope forever.
Okay.
And
But
so,
it's, wait, no. But
do you want to hear the story about when I
yeah,
robbed
yeah,
a
I know,
microbrewery?
I wanna hear two
No,
things.
no,
I want to hear how
the
sad the
scary
scope is. It's just like a scope you'd put on a rifle,
Yeah.
but there's no,
Okay,
but there's
this
no
was-
rifle attached.
If you're
No. It's a handheld. It's got a handle on it, and then it also, for pure darkness, has an infrared beam it shoots out on
Is
the
it
top.
like a monocle?
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. In the mid '90s, who the fuck did you know that had a night vision scope?
From Soviet
They're not as
Russia.
common
Where'd
as
you
you
get
see
it?
today.
Where'd you get it?
Well, there was a magazine called U.S. Cavalry that used to be out, and that's where my mom bought me a kit to break into cars. It was a Slim Jim kit, and it had how to.
Tap into it.
You could go to a car, look up the year and the model, and it would tell you how to break into it. So I used to do that a lot.
This is if you need to steal a car.
And
to
then
go
my
go
mom
somewhere.
Why
got
did your
me-
mom fucking buy you that?
Then my mom got me one of these hand pick guns.
The click- the
where you
click-
click, yeah.
the pick
I
box.
had that, and then I got
Why?
a-
Why would she buy you this shit?
Because I wanted
for
it.
ghost hunting, dude.
A lot of ghosts are
Can I-
locking
can I
the
just
keys
make-
out of their car.
So you saw when you saw the guys in hoods, they weren't real.
Yeah.
people?
How
No,
many
they were real people, and we thought they're devil worshippers, and they outnumbered us. It was me and my buddy this
They
time.
were just Voldemort guys.
And they were like, there's like 5 or 6 of them. But that area, A, nerds don't go
Death
there
Eaters.
because this is only Satan worshiper area.
Nerds don't go there.
No.
And nerds.
Nerds are afraid because it's also
So
like
you have,
do
you
not
have a
worship
tactical
Satan.
night vision scope and a police battalion you've never used, and you're outside the Venn diagram of nerds.
By use,
fuck?
oh, what nerds do you know that have a tactical baton?
Probably like
and are ready to throw down.
75%.
Oh,
They collect swords and
75%.
throwing stars and tasers.
You could only buy it if you were a fucking
I think
cop.
I think
That's
nerds,
not true. You can get it from museum replicas, unlimited or whatever.
I think
They won't
sells
ship it to
swords.
California.
Aren't
No,
nerds
you
into
have
like
to-
Satan and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. So you wait.
I
you
would
see the
assume that
guys in the
nerds are
robes.
into magical
This is
rituals.
90 nerds.
Guys, oh, you're in the. This is the
90s nerds
You go
aren't.
you go in the field, and the guys in the robes, and what happens? You don't see them
Well,
anymore.
luckily, they meant no harm.
or, well, who were they?
There were just some guys there looking to worship the dead and Satan.
Did they
Oh,
say
for
that?
real? Were they
No,
really-
Did they say
They
that?
were really Satan
What'd they
worshipers.
say?
How do you know?
Because we're like, they're like, what are you doing here? And we're like, oh, we're just hanging out. We're like, what are you doing here? And they're like, we've come to like worship in our hoods and robes and shit.
And then they were like, cool that they didn't kill you. And
And they were
drink
like,
your
yeah,
blood?
we're taking off.
These are the
That was it.
I need to say something. These are the worst ghost stories I've ever
They're
heard.
terrible. We saw these guys in hoods and robes, and like, hey man, what's
You
up?
guys wanted to know
I
about
just-
You guys
it.
want a wine cooler?
I have-
It was scary.
Please, I have to say things about this because these ghost stories are just like you in a bad neighborhood with, you know what I'm saying?
with a friend and
Most of them,
shitty like
most of the
80s
fear-
Soviet fucking mail order equipment.
most of the fear in these stories comes from people that live in that area beating the shit out of you.
My buddy Tony and I, we broke into an abandoned jail in Columbia, South Carolina before they fucking demolished it.
I have an insane asylum story.
And
to
it
go.
was
We'll talk about that.
pretty fucking scary,
it's
dude.
scary.
We did it in high school where we were still like
Under
able to
18,
be like
so you
spooked
don't go
too
to
by
jail.
it. You know,
Yeah.
like we were like really able to be spooked. But the thing was, it was more scary for practical reasons because there were like elevator shafts that were just open and stuff like that you could fall into. It wasn't as scary.
We
for,
had a
like,
lot of chain link you get
See,
tetanus
I have
from.
the
I
ghost
have the
stuff.
same theory on this sort of behavior as I do on horror movies. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why bother?
You'd never
It's a good
seek that out,
rush.
Jeff. You'd never seek
I would
that out.
no, I've never.
You've
Like in
never
high school,
gone-
I had buddies they would drive into this particular area of my town that was like deserted, and there was like supposedly like these weirdos who lived in the woods.
Yeah.
and it was pitch black, and I just would never go. I'm like, I just don't see the.
But that's awesome.
To me, it just was not awesome.
we
at
went
all.
into the electric chair room and then
What? No, this is you're talking about a prison or a jail? Because they're not electrocuting people at the fucking
They
jail.
didn't. This is a prison. It had the
What?
fucking things.
How big
on the
is this
wall.
place?
Huge. It was a huge penitentiary. It had like a gate and it had like a fucking.
Oh, it had a gate. Okay.
No, it
I
had
didn't
like.
know. I was thinking I thought
it
it
had
was
the stone.
a gateless
It had the
prison.
stone walls with the.
But it had
V-shaped
a
guard
legit
tower.
electric chair.
Yeah, the electric chair was gone. The room
Okay,
was
but
still there.
they did electrocute people there.
Yeah. And then we made each other close our eyes and stay in there for
then
like
you-
a minute each.
and
then
that
you
shit was
sucked
the
each other off?
scariest.
Yeah, you guys fuck really hard.
We
right
had
after
an
that. Like,
we had
oh.
an insane asylum a couple towns over from me in the country.
No,
and it was abandoned.
No, we did not have gay sex. Just
I don't-
FYI, listeners.
It is scary because when you can see there's like
spooned.
there's cells and there was old beds in there.
Why
and
not just
stuff.
go play mini golf or something?
Yeah,
Well, we would do that.
Did you
too.
play any? Did you see anything at the? Did you see any ghosts? What's the horrifying part of the insane asylum?
No, we never really saw.
I never saw ghosts
So-
either, and there should have been. If there are ghosts,
They would have
I
been
would
there.
have fucking seen.
Okay,
them,
O'Neill, you've been
you
on
know?
dozens of ghost hunts. Have you? What's the most close
Maybe
to a ghost you've
even
seen?
20 or 30.
What's the
then.
scariest thing you've ever seen, or the spookiest thing?
Probably
you've
that
found?
condom, right, bro? Or maybe those dudes in hoodies.
I mean,
Those weren't name brand hoodies. Dude.
that's about. Yeah, I mean, I would.
Have you
say
never
that.
seen anything?
Once at the Comedy Store, I was pissing and the door closed on me.
Dude, what about the night vision you said didn't work? That seems to be
The night vision?
No,
you
but it
didn't
wasn't that
explain that. You
scary.
didn't explain that. So the batteries
no.
went out on your night vision.
The scope would work, but the illuminating infrared thing wouldn't work inside the cemetery, but outside it would.
Fuck, dude, I think I just pissed myself, dude. This is the scariest story I've ever heard.
The reason I brought all this
did I preface any of this shit by saying
wasted a
this
lifetime."
is the scariest shit you've ever? And I like how you say I waste a lifetime.
No wonder
oh,
you
yeah,
fucking love
this took
American
up
Horror
a total.
Story. You're living American
This
Horror
took
Story.
up all these visits took up a total of 5 hours of my 34 fucking years. So once again, I never said I loved American Horror Story. I never said these stories were scary.
Pasadena's like a
You
45
guys
minute
asked, and I told you what the fuck went on. You guys,
tension.
in your minds, you're prepared to hear something mind-blowing.
horrifying.
I never set it up like that.
The reason I brought it up is just because I'm also against, which is going to be shocking.
Yeah.
Against like fucking haunted houses at like amusement parks.
That's how we
I
started.
can't handle them
Because
either.
They get in
dude.
your space, dude. There's no respect anymore. It's like
They're supposed to.
Anymore,
But it's that's what you pay
not like
for.
the '80s when when a man would just jump out and say "boo" and then go on his way.
I do
Rollerblade
think
away from you.
Yeah, you would say, "Sir, please step at least 3 feet away." I apologize.
O'Neill goes into these. I bet you go in with a night scope.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you put like if you
Watch
go, like,
out for the cholos and condoms.
where they jump out at you like real people. Do you like get in their face, or you? What do you?
No, I get scared. If I'm going to go with it.
But keep
I'm
in
not like
mind-
these people that are like trying to be too cool for school. You don't scare me and get in your mug.
I want nothing to do
That's
with it.
gang fucking
Gang
bullshit.
shit.
I want nothing to
If
do
I'm
with it.
paying the price of admission, I'm gonna.
I couldn't
enjoy
handle
it.
the Universal Studios House of Horrors.
What were they doing?
or
Just
whatever.
jumping out and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't
Here's
need
the
that.
thing, though. Like, if you had like a strip club filled with naked women and they were jumping out, like I would be just
Yeah.
as scared because I don't want to be startled.
I
You
don't
know
like
what I'm
being
saying?
startled.
My
I'm startled
girlfriend
easily.
went to
Very
Not
easily.
Scary Farm, and
Yeah,
one
we
of the
went
dudes
there.
jumped out, and she punched the guy in the face, and they said, "Get out."
She got kicked out
Yeah,
She connected.
this
she
year,
connected. She like got startled,
like recently.
maybe a few years ago, and then she punched the fucking guy in the face. And the guy
She
went,
hurt her
"Ah."
hand.
I don't know. The adrenaline was.
Now,
pumping.
do you think because of American Horror Stories' sexy antics?
Do you think there's gonna be a lot of guys
Oh.
sucking on your nipples?
Sexy, yeah, but just
and
sexy horror haunted
season
houses.
2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you combine the
Oh,
strip
man.
club with the haunted house.
zombie just
If
sucked
you
my
guys
dick.
check this out, season 2.
Uh-huh.
Now there's a serial killer on the loose, and he's a doctor, and then he has this woman downstairs. He's getting ready to kill her, and it's all because he hates his mother, and she says, "I'll be your mother," and then he starts sucking on her tit.
Do you
Is he
get
still
to see
killer?
Do you get to see the
No,
nipple?
you just
No,
the nipple's
it's like-
in his mouth.
No, there's like a plant in the way, like on Cinemax.
Yeah.
Bunch of bullshit.
Today at the YMCA,
That's Jeff's horror story. That's his haunted house.
I saw this guy who looked like Mario Batali.
Yeah.
So you're saying you saw an obese guy with a ponytail?
he had blonde hair. His hair was not in a ponytail.
Was he also dying, like the other dude who was getting CPR or whatever, laying on the ground?
No, he was waiting to go swimming.
Did this guy have a honey
Oh, wait,
boo boo
So
chin?
we're transitioning to Jeff's Tales from the YMCA,
Yep.
where Jeff goes to the Hollywood YMCA to swim and/or work out and/or use the steam room,
Yep.
in a completely heterosexual way, mind you.
Yep.
But he'll
2 to 3
usually
times
do,
but it has a story complaining about at least 2 to 3 people he sees every fucking time.
and he'll usually do
complain.
all 4: swim, then go for a soak, then go for a steam, then go for a shower.
It's a long process. So
You're
this guy,
begging to be raped.
This guy was waiting to swim, and then finally, when I was leaving, he was getting in. He had the snorkel with the goggles, with the.
Wait, this is the
different
same
guy?
guy?
No, a different guy. Why would you swim with a snorkel and scuba goggles in a pool?
I don't really think it's that weird.
I think it's bizarre.
If I
In
had
a lap
just
pool?
if I just bought them, I would probably take them to a pool.
But
No, but chlorine wrecks the rubber on a snorkel and stuff. It
Oh,
makes it
touche
fresh.
to that guy.
you know what? I
worst-
didn't. I don't know that because I wasn't captain of the surf team.
I was not.
let me just get into the worst part about
Oh,
this guy.
Jesus.
This guy had a lot of tattoos on his
Oh, no.
portly
was
body.
was he a Satan worshiper? You
He
think?
could have
Was he
been.
wearing
But
an off-brand hoodie?
you guys,
Did you have your
two
monocle-
worst
your
tattoos
infrared
he
monocle
had.
with you?
Two worst tattoos this guy had on his body was he had like these Chinese stars. It almost looked like the compass around both of his nips. And it
Oh,
was-
dude, those are Russian.
It was so
It's like-
gross.
that's Russian
dude.
mafia,
Eastern
dude.
Promises, dude.
Oh,
That's
is
like,
it?
yeah, it's like
It's
Russian
like Russian
mafia.
jail tats?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
snorkeling?
now I'm going to tell him you're making fun of his
Yeah.
fucking snorkel.
I hope he's listening. Those are gross tattoos to look at.
So you
Nip
had
tats?
matching ones?
Yeah,
What were
matching
the other
nip
ones?
tats.
Like weird shit?
I couldn't. They just look like blotches of ink to me.
I can't stop laughing about O'Neill's ghost hunt because if you wrote it all out, like all of his like attempted ghost hunts, it would be the perfect beginning of a story where a ghost hunter's like, I need my big break. You know?
Down on his luck, ghost hunter.
It only takes one, man.
Well, it takes one sighting to be a believer.
But don't make fun of that dude because he's in the mafia.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of them. Then,
Oh!
No, take it back.
fuck?
Take it
Hey,
back.
I got news for you. Dan Bylack, captain of the surf team in high school, isn't always going to be there
Was
to
not
cover your
captain of the
ass.
surf team.
I
was
saw a
like
guy last
second
week,
alternate.
and this is another problem I have.
Second alternate. Listen to this.
Another
like the
problem.
Hey,
I was
I'll
terrible
I'll
for sport.
fucking play you in surfing. Oh
Okay.
wait, you don't live near the ocean and your
Okay,
high school
that's
is it?
just
What'd
not
you, Dan? What'd
fair.
you have to do to get second chair on your surf team?
No, I was like, there were like a
You had to
dozen
come being
guys,
blown by a
And the
tranny.
alternate surf if somebody gets sick or doesn't show up or gets
What?
attacked by a shark
What's
or
the
something.
tryout entail?
What do you mean for surfing?
Yeah, like you go out there.
they have.
and-
You have to own a board.
What?
They have heats. You go
Yeah.
surf against other
All you
people.
need is a board and a roof rack.
All my friends are really good. I was terrible in high
there,
school.
like,
I was
guys who
high
are
school.
real
I
bad?
was 6'3" and like 150 pounds. I was like the worst.
Oh, what a
Person
nightmare!
in sport.
What a nightmare that you weren't a fat kid with titties.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
You grew
sorry.
up in fucking Orange County on your surf team. God damn it, Dan.
So how many
how'd you deal with
schools
that?
how many schools had
Christ.
surf teams? Because a lot of them are inland.
Well, I grew up in Huntington Beach, California, which is in Orange County. So
Woo!
Oh, what a
Hey,
dump!
Dad, is that where they
I
filmed
didn't
the
say-
hills?
No, that was in Laguna. That's south.
Oh.
A lot
I-
of tension in
Yeah,
today's.
what
Is
the
that where
fuck
they
is wrong with
filmed
you?
Dan's bad
OC?
mood
You
is
brought
spread
this
to
up. I
O'Neill.
have no fucking
Oh,
claim
now
to
you know how it
this.
feels, asshole. This guy's
I
ripped
didn't
on
say-
me. You
no,
know, hey.
it'd be like, oh, I grew up surfing, and then like, oh, how was surfing? Well, I drove to the beach and I looked at the beach, but I didn't go in the water. That's their fucking
no,
ghost story.
you went in the water. You never got a wave.
A lot of
Okay,
tension.
No,
that's-
Dan
lot of
went in the
tension
water.
today.
You
And
never got a fucking wave, which isn't your fault.
As the mayor of
Oh, so
Boner
you're saying-
City, I want everyone to calm down. A lot of yelling.
Wait, I didn't
a
vote
lot
for
of
you.
anger.
I voted for Dan.
I vote. He won the majority.
Dan's comptroller.
Oh, he's comptroller.
No, I'm not.
Also, he would have caught that wave if his night vision goggles didn't go out.
Go out only in the only in the
Well,
ocean.
I heard a bunch. You got scared because a bunch of guys in hoodies swam out on their board.
Came to pay the respects to Neptune.
So how many teams did compete?
There
That's
were
a
like
real
all the
question.
beach cities. If your school was like within 5 or 6 miles of the beach, you could have a team. Fountain Valley had a team.
Are there
but it was, like,
cheerleaders? Like, what does this entail?
Yeah, there were like.
Does anybody
13
show
sluts.
Cheerleaders
watch?
in bikinis?
No,
dude?
there
That
wa- there
would-
were
Parents? Yeah, do parents go watch?
Basically, the surf class. You know, you have like first period from like 8 to 9 in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
You had.
I mean, I'm from Massachusetts.
Okay,
the surf team.
Yeah,
is
but you had
completely
zero
foreign.
period. You didn't have PE. You had 0 period.
I'm from the Midwest, so
Okay.
this is pretty
Do
common.
you want to fucking know this or not? You had
Yes.
0 period from like 6 a.m. to 8. You go surf, then you go home. Then you need to be at school by like 9:10 for like second period for homework.
So this is for practice.
Yeah, every morning you had to go to surf class.
Did you have to like sprint, or is it class or is it practice?
The coach was a ex football player / baseball player / he was coached the football team and baseball teams. So yeah, he made us do a bunch of that
Did
shit.
he wear like the baseball coach?
He
like,
wore,
the-
like,
the shorts
the
version of the
no,
baseball
like the
pants?
long like Adidas kind of pants. And
Now,
a
how
hoodie and
rusty
shit.
was his whistle from being in that salt water?
I think one year they got him a PVC one that was plastic.
Would he,
Well,
would he go into the
a
water?
lot of
with you?
BPA.
He actually surfed. He surfed. He wasn't like when I was a little kid, like 8th grade, before I went to the high school. He wasn't very good, and then now he's been doing it for 20 years. He surfs pretty decent for
Like,
a guy.
did he
who's a
give you
football
tips?
player.
Yeah,
Like,
would he
cut
critique
it back.
you? Or was he
No,
like,
they would
Dad,
have, like-
you need to wear a tighter suit. I can't see your dick and balls.
No, he would have like they would have like pro surfers come to talk to us and like ex world champions.
Guys, Kelly Slater just happened to stumble onto the beach drunk.
No, they would have like at 6 on Fridays. We'd have to meet at the city gym or like the gym at school to watch like an hour of surf videos
Oh.
and have a presentation.
When
Yeah,
a-
guys can we
Was this
presentation?
an official? This sounds like a hobby club.
No, the Huntington won the CIF like every year.
What's the
like
CIF?
the State California Interfederation of Bullshit. Like it's like the same
Sounds
thing.
official.
The same thing the football team played in. There was like a surf
Oh,
team one.
shit.
So they won. They were real good.
When you
And
had
now
a pro come
Oceanside
in
and stuff.
when you had a pro come in, did the coach play it off real cool? Like, oh, what are you doing here? Hey guys, look who stopped
I think
by.
I think
It's
the coach.
so and
if there-
so.
someone good was coming in on Friday, the coach would play it up so you wouldn't ditch. Because a lot of people ditched on Friday, like fuck you, I'm not going to school. The waves are good. You ditch and take the absence and go to surf and then just do detention.
That's no
or
way to
whatever.
succeed in life.
Well, a lot of
Well, if you want to
surfers
be a
don't
surfer, man.
finish.
Were you also on
a
the
lot of higher
skateboard and
education.
hacky sack
They
teams?
didn't have a skateboard team. They had a skate park there for like 10 years after
Really?
I graduated.
At
but they-
school? At
Yeah,
school?
but then they tore it down.
What
I think.
the fuck
I think
kind
they,
of bullshit
No,
is this?
you lived in every child's dream
No,
school.
they
Did
didn't
they have
they didn't
rock
have that
guitar
shit.
classes?
They didn't have the shit like the
Did they
early
have
90s
chutes and
when I was going
ladders
there.
instead of stairways?
No, they didn't have. They had all that shit like 5
Yeah,
or
did
6
you
years
climb
after I
a tree
graduated.
to the second floor?
Hey,
There wasn't
don't
a
take the
clubhouse.
stairs. Take this fireman's pole down to your next class.
Your school was like outside, right? Like a lot of
No,
it?
it was a real school.
But you didn't have like that, like you know,
They
like
had buildings.
No, but California can't. It's like a lot of outside walking.
Oh, outside facing, not
Yeah.
like indoor. Yeah, they had indoor.
Did you have a
buildings, but, like,
Dairy Queen inside your school?
No, there was nothing inside. They had a shitty lunch place in there. If you got after your sophomore year, you could get an off-campus pass to go to lunch in a
We'd
car.
have to sneak out.
You could get off-campus pass, and then you go to Taco Bell, and then you'd always be late and get in trouble.
Jesus, what kind of school is this? Did you wear one of those drug rugs? Do you know what I'm talking about?
What is a drug? No,
What is
that? Drug.
like a Corona poncho.
Yeah. We called those drug rugs.
Like a Wopen poncho.
He called it a drug rug too.
That's a drug rug.
Nobody really wore those. Like that was kind of like
It was like Howley.
Did you wear
No.
patchouli oil?
no. My
I
friends
hate
are like,
the smell of patchouli.
Surfers aren't
Hate
really
it.
crunch. They're like more like they're like yuppies. They're more into like whatever like,
BMWs.
Do you know?
no, having like trucks and like SUVs
Because you have to
and
own
shit
a
like
surfboard, I guess, and most like
yeah.
super hippie dudes can't pull it together to buy things for their hobby.
Hey,
That.
wait.
Yeah, like if you're on a surf team, you're trying to surf good, so you're having like a short board, like a high performance board, and a nice wetsuit. If you're a hippie, you're riding like a fucking longboard. And shit.
yeah,
People don't
that
give a fuck.
high performance board part is a bitch. And
I bet there were a lot of black guys on the surf team.
There weren't. We had 2 black guys at our school, it was Orange County, and then one got expelled for stealing. I think, and that was
They framed him,
they
dude.
did probably frame him, man. I heard Orange County is crazy.
Did
racist.
anybody you
It's
know?
not- it's not unracist.
Did anybody on the team go pro?
A couple guys did. Yeah,
Really?
my buddy who was my friend Jay was team captain was a pro. And he
Oh,
did,
Dude,
Death
this
of
is-
My Brothers.
buddy.
This is just like basketball diaries, except about surfing.
No, it's not.
And
This
less
is like
heroin.
fucking, you asked. I don't.
But weren't
fucking
you
know.
high on coke with that tranny section?
No, just
And you couldn't
because-
come?
everybody's going surfing.
No, there was no.
Surfing
Anyway.
USA.
What did you do? Did you like? Did you have?
You guys
PE?
said that real
Did you have
sad.
ghost hunting classes in fucking Indiana?
We snowmobiled in the winter.
What?
We rode our motorcycles without driver's license on the highway in the summer.
This is-
Wait,
for school.
no, it's
We
for
go-
school. Like that was a class. Like
No, I thought we were just talking about for fun.
hooliganism. What?
No, I fuck sports, dude.
What did you
I
do?
was anti-establishment. When they built the brand new softball field, me and my buddies,
poured bleach on it, spelled like Gaylord. Or
me and my
something on it?
buddies got our trucks after it rained, and we fucking did donuts and shredded it. And then they traced soil samples back to my buddy. He
That's
got
not
busted.
true.
That is true.
How do they? Oh, it's a Midwest. They know about.
He didn't
farming.
wash his fucking truck. We did it on a Sunday.
We've covered what your angst that was
Listen.
as a youngster. What were your friends pissed off?
Yeah, what were they mad about?
Just like they hated grass. Look at that dirt out there.
Fucking
It's so
dirt
perfect.
grass.
I wish we could be snowmobiling right now. Why does? But it's June. This lesbian coach.
We used to just tear shit up. I would do most of the damage. But no, yeah, I had some friends that were. I had a friend who had a brand new Blazer. He was pretty loaded, and he used to go behind this church, and he would jump it off this ramp. And one time, we almost fucking flipped end over end.
on concrete. Or
Dude,
dirt?
he destroyed this Blazer. It was brand new, decked out like 30 grand. He's 16 or 17. His parents get it for him. And so he decides to literally, we were jumping this like monster truck rally jump. We were getting way off I'm talking huge fucking air. And we'd find railroad tracks and jump them. All this crazy shit. That truck destroyed it. Blew out all the shocks. Cracked shit on it. I mean, it was insane.
Was that the truck that destroyed that softball field?
It was one of them.
How
There
many
was a
trucks?
couple of trucks.
What goes
we
around
all had
comes around, my
We all had
friend.
4-wheel drives.
I thought you were a car racer, dude. You're racing like Datsuns or something.
Yeah,
or-
but all my buddies, we all had 4-wheel drive trucks or access to them.
so you just drove. Well, you guys.
So we would drive through cornfields. We would rip up everything, dude. We'd rip up if we didn't like someone. We'd do donuts in their yard, shred their yard. And then we'd go out and fucking. We were
you
big
were like
into
the bad guys
off-roading.
from Karate Kid, but
What
instead
was-
of motorcycles, it was shitty 4x4
was the
trucks.
Not shitty. These were
You were
nice
like the
cars.
Cobra Kai
Brand
of
new
fucking
Pathfinder.
rednecks.
What was the most constructive things that you and your friend
Yeah, what
ever
good
did?
thing did you do?
Well, we built an area for at-risk children where they could come play.
That's a lie.
I don't know. We never did anything constructive. We
Then you did donuts in it for an hour.
right in front of all of them.
we would build it and then we would destroy it in front of their eyes.
and then murder an old lady.
I mean, I don't know. What do you mean?
And then you stuck quarter
constructive.
sticks in all the fucking in the holes in the
Just
ground.
sounds like
the gopher hole.
I mean,
everything
I built fences on the farm.
Sounds like
shit.
everything you did was either borderline criminal or like very angry.
A lot of it
or
was
destructive.
criminal.
Why
I
were you
was-
anti-establishment? What were you so mad about?
I was mad at
Probably all that
everything.
corn, man. That'll get to you.
I had to
dude.
build fences with this retarded guy. My dad used to make me build a
Was
fence.
that what you were mad at? Is that what you were rebelling against?
Yeah, I got mad. I was used for slave labor.
Wait, were
would
you
go
mad
destroy.
at that, or were you just mad at the idea of fences?
Like keeping you in, like, metaphorically and
Did you know a
literally.
young lesbian who got cut from the team? And you're like, I'll show those assholes I'm destroying the whole field.
I didn't do it for a good cause. Or anything. I didn't do it to make a statement. I did it because it was new and it was there, and it looked like it needed to be fucked
Did you have a
up.
girlfriend in high school or anything? Or?
Yeah, dude, I got lots of
Yeah,
ladies.
you're
Once I got my braces off, literally the day I got my braces off, I was like, started getting chicks.
When you walked out of that orthodontist office
Yeah,
door,
it was
some girl
literally
just
like
grabbed
that.
your
Slow
dick.
motion montage for like a high school.
it was like that.
I mean, we're talking about the quarter stick bandit here, you guys. Like,
Dude, you don't think a chick who knew my reputation as kind of a bad fucking dude, you don't think they fucking came calling? I'm the bad boy in high school.
Were you and your friends like the greasers? Did you put
Yeah,
cigarettes in
did
your
you have-
shirt?
was it you and
No.
like two weird guys you're friends with and no one else?
No,
talked to you?
dude, I had a bunch of friends, and they ranged from guys who played baseball, guy who was on the golf team, another guy who was just like the biggest fucking burnout, and then a couple other criminal types.
a dude who worshiped the dead.
Like if
These
you
guys in hoodies that were pretty cool.
if you guys went to a party,
Yeah.
and you were invited to, would you
Record
like
scratch.
break a window? Like would you piss in?
Let me
like,
tell you a little
the thing?
story
Oh,
here,
Jesus.
gentlemen, about we went to this girl's party. We didn't like her, and so when we left,
It's a girl, by the way.
yeah,
not a dude.
But she was a bitch, and we didn't like her. So me and my buddies go, you know what? We're calling the cops on this party, and I go, that's a great idea. My girlfriend's in there, and then I thought about it. I go, but that's the price you pay to fuck this bitch over. So we called the cops on the party, and then my girlfriend later that night calls me, goes, oh my God, the cops raided the party after you left. And I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. And she's like, and I had been drinking and I had to blow, but like they let me go and I was so scared. And I was
You had
like,
to blow a cop?
no, she blew,
girlfriend
and I don't
sucked
know
cop's
if she didn't register or but whatever it was, she got set free, and I had to be like, oh my God,
Did
that's
you ever
the
tell her?
craziest. No, I dated her for 10 years after that, and she never knew.
10 years?
Well,
That's the
not
one you
really.
moved out here with?
I lived with her for 5 years.
What?
That other 5 years in between was a little
On and
iffy. Yeah, a lot of on and off.
I didn't do like. Did you guys?
Danish, what did you do in high school?
I was just an
choir.
I was an athlete, so I was
What,
like,
swimmer?
But you could have joined our team if you had some angst.
I was not into like of my friends, and we didn't do much illegal.
There was a lot
at
of
all,
fighting.
but I was the guy like I'd never wanted to do anything that caused much trouble or like.
Were you afraid to get in trouble, or you just it didn't appeal to you?
A little bit, and it just didn't appeal. Like it's kind of my take on like gambling and being scared. Like
I
I would just rather
understand
not
that.
go into the red. Like I'd rather just be kind of even. And
I would always get
stay
real
there.
uncomfortable when people got too rowdy.
That's my.
You know?
I'm the same.
I don't
sort
think
of deal.
you want to go drinking with me, DeWitt.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like,
Well, I don't drink anymore just because of that
This
shit.
guy's he's a wild card. You get a drink.
I don't drink at all. I don't drink at all.
But you never
anymore,
drank a
really.
lot once you moved
That's
out here,
not
though.
true.
Well, I mean, occasionally.
What,
But like, I don't drink to the point where I get super fucking rowdy
what, you have
anymore.
like a
'cause it
split
gets out of-
personality?
Yeah, because then after now, like when I think back on all this stupid shit I did, and I think of this shit that I would probably do if I got super wasted, and I'm just embarrassed by it.
Were you wasted a lot in high school?
I would get. I mean, there was a point right after high school where I had a thing where I was going to become a raging alcoholic.
What
And
do
then-
you mean? What do you mean?
And then I had this thing. I was like,
well, the ghost hunter thing.
What, you saw barfly and you're like, oh, I'm gonna be a
No,
drunken ghost
dude,
hunter.
I was at the point where I could down like a bottle, like a 750 milliliter bottle of Jack in a night.
You got to
And
set your goals low.
So I go, I'm going to become a raging alcoholic, and then I'm just going to quit
Oh,
drinking.
you,
I'm going to go
you
cold
consciously
turkey.
just
Yeah.
feel like I'm gonna become
Yeah.
an alcoholic?
but
What the
Did
fuck?
you?
Dude, that's my problem.
Did you
I
succeed?
can't say no. Like, for an example, if there's stuff at a party, I want to do all of it, but I want to do more than everybody. So many times I drank more, smoked more weed, took more pills all at the same time because I had a pill buddy,
you're
I had
an
a
over-
weed
you're an
buddy,
overachiever?
and I had a drunk buddy. And I would just go with all of them and keep up with all of them at
if
once.
you had a
It's
gay
bad.
buddy, you would have been in big
Yeah.
trouble, dude.
Fucking-
I would be sucking more cocks than him, probably.
Well, I guess the thing is, those pain pills probably would help with the old getting in the pooter. Probably ease the transition there.
And I used to get thrown out of bars a lot. There was a while where I was banned from a lot of bars.
In Indiana?
Yeah. One time it was my birthday and I was in my tighty whities on the dance floor.
At a bar.
When I was 21, grinding, and they tossed me out.
Like, what were the other people? Like, who were you grinding with?
Yeah.
It was like, I'm into
Two
this guy.
chicks. Two chicks.
You know
How
them?
old
But
are
it's
they?
like that
Two chicks
sort
who
of
were
thing.
Tidy whities is
where
a
it's
fucking
like,
is a gamble.
It's
You got to make
funny.
sure you get,
They're like, this guy.
grips or anything
It's
during the
funny.
day.
And then one time, I was a huge dance floor, and it was like sunken in. And so I dove off the bar
Oh god.
and to crowd surf, and I fucking
Everyone moved out of the
people were
way.
like, "What the fuck?" I'm landing on people's heads. I fell, and then other times we just started throwing bottles, and it just I mean, it was stupid.
DeWitt, me and you probably would not be comfortable.
Now, when
I don't drink anymore.
When I
though.
moved to Chicago, I started doing that. I started
see, DeWitt's with me.
I went out with my friends and I was humping a mailbox in front of some cops, and I fucking tore the crotch of my shorts completely open.
That sounds just like fairly good-natured fun, though.
But then I was hitting on this older lady at a bar later, and the way I was
And
hitting
you
on
raped
her,
Yeah.
the way I was hitting on
Brought
her,
her home and killed her.
was I stuck both my hands through the hole in my crotch, and I would clap every time she said something, like with my hands.
That totally worked, right?
No, she said, you need to leave me alone. I can't, I don't want to ever talk to you again. I told my friend JC about it.
J.C. Penney?
No, my friend JC, who we went to Second City with. And
J.C. Chazet?
And I got her to fight her. I got her to fight her at the fucking bar.
She fought the girl?
Yeah, she got in her face
She
and
fought
fucking
an old
pushed
lady?
her around. And she was like, this lady was like 47 years old, you know. And I was hitting on her because she's the only person by herself.
That's good fun though.
Didn't you
the fight?
didn't you light a fucking tree on fire like
Recently?
not that long ago?
Yeah. We went to a dude's house that I know.
Like a Christmas party.
But it was Russian New Year, and we started pounding back vodka, and then he was like, "Yeah, let's get some more fire on the fireplace," and then I was like, "Yeah, let's take this big ass fucking." It was like a pine tree and it had all the bristles, and we threw it on the fire, and then the fire started raging and the house started filling with
Is
smoke.
this inside?
You
This is
threw a
inside.
pine tree on a fire and
It was like-
inside?
By the way, there's going to be a lot of smoke on that fucking pine
Yeah,
tree.
and
it holds
then
a lot of moisture.
His wife got all their kids out of the house and evacuated. But
Wait, so it was a Christmas tree?
it was a
it
Christmas
was
party
like we cut some. There was like a leftover Christmas tree, I think.
from last year.
Yeah, and he had chopped it up, and no, this was Russian New Year, which is I'm assuming I think it was January, late January.
Okay.
So
the
they had
tree
an
was
old Christmas tree
in the
It was
house.
yeah, no, it was outside,
And you brought it in.
brought
and
it
he had
in.
chopped it up. Yeah, but I used one of the ones that had all the pine needles, and it was huge. It didn't fit in the fireplace.
so you
what,
had it
like-
half out of the fireplace?
Yeah.
That might be
In a
part
house?
of why
Yeah,
Like-
Did anyone see you guys doing that?
yeah, he was with me.
Oh,
so it's not just my fault. It's the guy who lived there's fault too.
But you were drunk and you're blaming this on
and we
alcohol,
had to
not-
leave. We had to leave his house.
I have a story I
His
tell
wife
in
told him to
stand-up
leave the
that's
house.
incredibly similar to that, like where me and a bunch of my buddies fucking set a Christmas tree on fire when we were on vacation together, and I did it with an Everclear fireball.
And his face
And
catches on fire.
yeah,
Wait, you did it inside the house?
No, it was outside the house. It was by a little creek.
Where were you on
We-
vacation?
We were in the mountains in North Carolina.
It sounds like I was gonna say. It
This
sounds
is
like such a
deliverance.
redneck fucking vacation.
And like I had been practicing all day to breathe the fireball, and grain alcohol like soaks into your cheeks, and so I was fucking so drunk, dude.
was this in preparation for the next Renaissance fair?
No, this wasn't with my Renaissance.
Ah, the fire blower.
But they got me a Davy Crockett coonskin hat in town for me to wear while I was breathing fire. And I was so drunk. And they fucking carried me down to this Christmas tree. They soaked it with gasoline and lighter fluid. And then, like, at the stroke of midnight, I was going to breathe a fireball into it.
It
in the
sounds like
base
an
of it.
after-school special.
And it caught your
setup.
face on fire?
Yeah, dude. I was soaking in alcohol all day. So, like,
Your cheeks were on fire?
yeah, and my whole body was on fire.
Did you
So
have
I'm
burns?
Like, no, like I was like 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year, and then I go, and like all of my face is on fire, all my
Really?
shirts on
How did
fire.
you get out? You stopped,
They just
drop, and roll?
they started to like pad me out and stuff.
Did you
like,
have to dive in that creek?
no, I didn't dive in the creek, and then and my buddy B was he was punching me in the stomach over and over again.
Why? Why?
Like he thought it was funny while everyone's patting me out. He's punching me in the stomach over and over again.
Did you burn your eyebrows off?
No, I did. Here's the thing about Everclear, and you can test this at home.
burns
Though I
off.
don't
Ever
recommend
test it
it.
at home.
I don't recommend
I used to light it on my driveway. You'd pour it like a line, and you write shit.
You
and you'd light
have
that.
you have like 5 seconds where it's just burning the Everclear before it gets to your skin. So you're like cool for a little bit.
So you get till
know?
it burns off, and then it's looking for a new fire
and
or
you got to get rid of that
source
bitch.
of heat.
Yeah. I miss that kind of stuff, man.
I miss a lot. I
I can't party like that anymore.
No.
Because also, like, we only had one bathroom in that house, and it was just full of fucking beer diarrhea. Like, fucking
Jesus
You know what I'm
Christ.
saying? Like, you got 20 dudes there who drink
You went
18
with 20
beers a day.
guys?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's a
And we had the rule no girls are allowed, right?
Yeah.
no girls allowed.
No girls are allowed. And the dude who
Was that it? Were you in any danger of women coming with you?
I had a girl
fight
fight.
him off.
Was there ever a chance that a girl might say, "Are you serious? No girls allowed?"
Yeah, we had, like, I wasn't like a troll, man. Like, it
No,
wasn't-
but I'm just
you
saying
know?
it seems like I don't know.
And my buddy Grant fucking brought like the girl he was trying to bang, even though he like
violation.
Why would you bring somebody? It's that sort of
Sand of the
environment.
beach.
yeah, and
Sand of the gay
she
beach.
fucking hated it because it's
Oh,
all
yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, it sounds like you'd hate it if you were a fucking guy, dude.
We made the
Sounds
joke.
awful.
We made the joke. It's like if any girls come, they'll be like, "Well, you guys can party." Are you serious?
I literally
You can't fucking hold it in for like the rest of this story.
Wait, you can't. We have like 3 minutes to wrap.
Unprofessional.
You can't.
Unprofessional.
This
No.
story is for you.
He's telling a story that ties into the fucking thing. We're not holding on to
This story
shit.
is for fucking you, man. What the
You're
fuck is
an
wrong with
idiot.
you?
I don't know if you can pick that up. O'Neill has to go. He's yelling as he goes.
You
to
have
piss.
got to be kidding me.
What the fuck is wrong with
He has
him?
to go take a piss. Maybe.
Hey, you know what? I have
You
to.
know
I
what?
have to take a fucking piss.
Me
It's
too.
an hour. You hold it.
I do too. You know what I think? I think he heard that there were some ghosts out in the bathroom.
All right. Well, that's a good place to wrap it up. That was a pretty
the
good.
saddest ghost story ever. Dude.
Yeah, we opened up with a bunch of butt stuff, which probably lost 90% of our listeners.
Dude,
I'm
Then we
sorry.
had
It
me
brought him in.
yelling like an idiot about American Horror Story.
I
and
like
then we
to
had
eat butt. He likes to hunt ghosts.
the anti, and then I think the big chunk of Ryan O'Neill's anti-climatic ghost hunting cross country.
An anti softball
You know what?
propaganda.
You know, O'Neill's ghost stories are like what your grandma would say if she went downtown. You know, like, that's, like
I
Ooh,
saw
there were some guys in some
I
woods.
saw a colored fella, and he was very frightening, but nothing happened.
I think they might have been Satan worshippers.
They were
Or
wearing
Star
hooded
Wars.
sweatshirts.
My flashlight went out, and there were Satan worshippers there, and we found a used condom. Someone left a condom on
Can you
the
imagine
ground.
how much sex people were having without condoms in there? Probably a lot.
I mean, how many germs do you think are on that condom? Do you think who would leave it there? Who was having sex?
We should do a podcast from some haunted location.
Yeah, we
I would-
should go
I would
take-
probably freak out.
You wouldn't like it,
We'll
but
let-
O'Neill
Not
would be.
like
We'll let O'Neill
Andrew would
pick
be in
the
armor, and
location.
O'Neill would be wearing like a custom-made like knife crossbow.
I
or
can
some
picture
shit.
him. I think like he goes and I think he like work. You know, how some people like work themselves. You know, like they go and they're like work themselves up. Like that's the whole experience.
All that shit's just really inconvenient to me. It's like it's always like an hour drive somewhere you'd never fucking go, and then nothing happens. Like, oh, cool, and I have to drive back.
To me, it's like watching horror movies and doing all that stuff. It's like putting a butt plug in. Like you know it's going to be uncomfortable, but like yet you do it anyway. You're like, God, it was so uncomfortable. And it was like pushing against
who
my
does it
colon.
anyway? Who puts a butt plug in anyway?
There are people who do it.
No, most people don't.
There are people. I'm saying though, like, but that's like what it is. You know that
I
it's going
think
to be
more like
uncomfortable and
pulling
not
off a
good.
Band-Aid maybe because you know it's going to be uncomfortable and you do it. But like,
But it's like doing it for pleasure, though. You know what I mean?
Let's
Oh,
let
okay.
O'Neill pick the haunted place. I guarantee you it's going to be a trash can.
It's going to be.
it's a haunted Jack in the Box dumpster.
It's going to be on that number. It's going to be number 49 on that
at all
list. He's going down.
He's going down and cross them up.
Look
one
at
by
all
one.
these chicken bones. Where did these chicken bones come from, bro? Don't you think there's fucking Satan worshippers eating these chicken bones?
He's back from his piss. And
All
the
right.
show's over.
All right,
Too late.
Ryan's back from his fucking incontinent fucking break.
I almost overflowed that urinal.
Okay, that's not where we wanted to end this episode. We were just making fun of you for being
For
afraid
what?
of the same things.
Oh,
grandma-
you can't make fun of me to my
grandmas
face?
are afraid of.
What? Who left that pee there?
Ooh, spooky.
Look at that bike. No
All
one
right,
here
let's
with
wrap it up. That does it for this episode of Boner City USA, brought to you by DoorExplosion.com.
I'm gonna tell you that whole story one day, bro. That was
Andrew-
all for you, O'Neal.
Andrew-
Wait, let's start
Shut
it
the fuck
over.
up.
We'll do next episode.
We can do next. No, we'll do next episode. We'll do something else.
You
Anyway,
got to pay the bills.
for the
guys.
show, I've been Dan Bilek with.
Andrew DeWitt.
Rhino Neal.
Don't be gross.
And
Gross. What are you talking
And the Danish.
That's retarded.
Oh,
All right, be sure to subscribe.
Oi,
to us
oi,
on
oi, oi, oi,
Okay.
oi, oi. Wait,
Shut up.
what's the
idiots.
name of the podcast
Be
again?
sure to subscribe to us on iTunes
He's
and
so
to
pissed
follow
today.
us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you next time.
We love you.